guys. Welcome to the final part of this topic when a Nigerian man really loves you. Okay, so we've addressed everything along the way, and as I said, today we will look at the yes, I do state. Like I said, out of 10 women who are with Nigerian men, only three will get here. And these are three women who have understood the whole stages I listed here in this video, and they were able to get here. So one thing is for sure, if you're in this yes I do stage, it means your Nigerian man has proposed to you, and I'm sure you must have said yes. And if you're expecting your Nigerian man to propose to you, so long as you've done all the right things and he has done all the right things, then he will propose to you soon. So now, for this video, I would like us to discuss how to navigate this yes I do stage. So I would like you guys to come a little bit closer. Let me tell you some few things or point what you need to know about this stage. Because basically you need to be very, very careful when it comes to the stage. Now, one thing to notice is that a real Nigerian man can take you to this stage. Likewise, scammers or the guys I call honest scammers. So honest scammers will make everything look real and direct to you, and then because they make everything look real and direct to you, think they are the real one. But there are certain things you will find out to show that these guys are not real. I'll pinpoint them in this video. Likewise, the real Nigerian man. Now, there are 4 points you should observe before and during this stage. These are: one, you've been accepted into his family, I beg your pardon. He has seen you in person. He has a source of income, and also we're talking of planning your wedding. So let us go into each of these points as we speak. Okay, so the first one is you've been accepted. So this is a question I always ask so many women: have you been accepted into his family? Like the family of your Nigerian man, have they basically accepted you? Have they come to love you as their own and they've welcomed you? Is a question you should ask yourself. And sometimes when you ask these questions, you always guess. You get yes as an answer. And everyone's like, oh, yes, they've accepted me in father. I speak to the father, the mother, the brothers and sister. And for you, you spell this as acceptance, which is true. It is acceptance. I totally agree with you. But the truth is that acceptance can also be real and it can also be fake, because you have fake acceptance, scammers do, and also real acceptance that the real Nigerians do. So how do you differentiate both? Well, here's the thing. When you deal with a scammer, one thing you know is after love bombing, there's this quick introduction that the scammer does. He introduces you quickly after love bombing to friends, family, and these people in turn they start messaging you also on behalf of him. The real Nigerian man will study you first. He gets to know if you're the right person. It is not nice for a Nigerian man to always introducing women he's not sure to friends and family. It doesn't speak well of the man. So what he does first is to study you to get to know if you actually the person he can take home or introduce to his friends. Now, the real scammers, after they love bomb you and they give you this quick introduction, the next thing that happens to you is fast acceptance. They accept you immediately. Immediately, the family, they are, he gives them the phone to speak. Friends, they accept you without even seeing you, without even knowing you. So long as you're outside Nigeria, they just accept you quickly. Now, the real Nigerian guy will tell a friend or two he's very close to, or maybe a sibling, like, oh, there's this girl I'm talking to. Well, there are things I like about her. I'm still observing her and stuff. Now, for the scammers, the moment they've accepted you fastly, you will notice one thing that follows is the demand for cash money. And this money, the demand you will also give and give to also the family. You give to mommy, you give to everybody. You will share. You proclaim love. You proclaim love for the whole family. Yes. But for the real Nigerian men, when they've told friends or sibling, and they're very sure, they now bring you to the family. You will notice that you are accepted without even spending money, because the truth is women don't need to spend money in Nigeria to be accepted. No, it doesn't happen. If anyone needs to spend money to be accepted, it's the man. So that they would allow their daughter marry him. So if you find yourself you're spending money because you feel like you have a family, then something is wrong with that union. You need to go back and see what could be the problem. Because when you get to this ideal stage, you need to make sure that you have been accepted Truly. Now, the next thing is he has seen you in person. Now, here's the thing: a lot of you meet Nigerian men online. You've never met them in person physically, and then you just travel. As soon as you travel, the first time you're meeting them, the third time you're with them, you're getting married. And yet, none of you have anyone in your family married this way. Not even your father, not even your mother. Some of you who've been in relationship before, it was never so. But when you were this Nigerian man, you do that. You know, a lot of them, as soon as you land, the next thing they do is that they just propose to you for the first time, seeing you, and then you just, without seeing this person in person, just seeing the person for the first time, you accept the proposal. Of course, you get married to the person. I totally understand how exciting it is landing Nigeria the first time, and then you've seen the man you've been speaking to for years, and then he proposes to you, and then you say yes. It's fine. It fits a Steven Spielberg movie, isn't it? Or VC Andrew novel, as the case may be. But you say, we don't roll like that. Nigerian men don't meet a lady for the first time and then they propose to her. Yes, it could happen in some arranged situation because both families they know themselves and then they can testify of the girl's character and then there are pictures here and it can happen, but it's not the common thing. You want to see who you want to get married to, know if this is the right person, you know. And a lot of you wonder why this is so prevalent, especially with women from the West. You know, the truth of the matter is that yeah, you holding an American passport, or you holding a British passport, or an European Union passport. In this case, of course, they just see you the first time and then they propose to you, and then proposal in few days you're getting married. There's a problem. There's a problem. In this I do stage, make sure you are not dragged or forced into marriage. It's very, very important. There are still hurdles and things to navigate even after you say, yes, I will marry you. There's still things you have to navigate. Listen, engagement is not marriage. A broken engagement is better than a broken marriage. So engagement is not marriage. The fact you engage doesn't mean you still don't have to keep your eyes clear and put your senses up, put on your thinking cap to say what might actually be the problem. Because a lot of you, the moment you propose to, you lose senses. And this is why it's easier to play and swindle you because you've been proposed to. So be very cautious when you get to this yes I do state, because Nigerian men that are real function differently from scammers. A Nigerian man who is real wants to study who he sees will be his wife for so long as he lives. A scammer doesn't care. He just wants to live, sees it as an opportunity to live. So the faster he gets you to marry him, the faster he leaves Nigeria. Now, one thing you need to also make sure when you get to this ideal stage, that's why you shouldn't rush your wedding, is he has a source of income. Now, it's important to understand that a Nigerian man will not venture into marriage without a source of income. A Nigerian man may court you, date you, yes, but in anticipation that he would fix his finances, propose to you, and then marry you. And this is one of the contributing factors why Nigerian men are getting married late. They're getting married late because of the economic situation in Nigeria. In fact, I have two friends who lost the love of their life because of their economic situation. Just like I told you in this article, you could see on late marriage for men. Some years ago, I predicted why many men in Nigeria will end up getting married a bit late, of which financial difficulties and the Nigerian economy were two major reasons I mentioned. You see, Nigeria as a country, unless God in his infinite mercy favors and bless the work of your hands as a man, and you are able to establish yourself early, you are most likely to marry late as a man. Yes, this is true. So men are marrying late in Nigeria now because of the financial situation, economic situation, and that's why they're marrying late. So it's not like there are no women to marry, but the truth is, no Nigerian woman wants to jump into marriage with a man who doesn't have something doing, a source of income. It's very important. So that's why you see when a Nigerian man has the means to feed two or three people, a roof over his head, then he next thing he does is to find a better half. So you all need to be very careful about this because a lot of you just jump into marriage. You don't even use this as a yardstick to say, look, yes, it's nice you want to marry me, but you don't have a source of income. How are we gonna do our wedding? How are we gonna go to the wedding? If I come to Nigeria, want me to pay for all the wedding? I will not pay to a man to marry me. I know my worth as a woman. I will not pay for my own wedding for a man to marry me. So yes, I appreciate you propose to me, but how do we do it? You don't have a source of income. No, most of you don't speak this way. And this brings me to the final point, which is on planning your wedding. Now, when you have source of income, you can plan for a wedding. Now, without source of income, a lot of you are you tricked into coming and then doing the normal court registry that costs basically nothing, and then you just get married and then you go back and file your paper. You should be very careful. I always say, they say when you go to Rome, you behave like the Romans. When you come to Nigeria or you're dating a Nigerian man in Nigeria, behave like the Nigerians. A lot of you may not like it, but everything I'm telling you, it's on posterity's sake and it will save you in the future. When a Nigerian man comes to propose to you, get to know details about the source of income. You need to plan your wedding. And I always say to all of you, yes, do the court register because it helps you when he wants to move to your country. But it is very important that you plan the wedding. And planning the wedding requires finance. So after the proposal, hey, yes, you accept it. Okay, so how do we finance the wedding? When are you looking at that we may actually do our wedding? Or in 6 months? Okay, good. What is the budget? Let us do a very moderate wedding, not something very huge and elaborate, but moderate. But of course, we still have to spend money. So if we're doing the wedding in 6 months, what is the budget for the wedding? Okay, maybe we should look at $4,000, $3,000, £4,000. Okay, so how much are you bringing? Because I will not pay for any man to wed me. I will not pay for my own wedding. I'm a woman and I know my what. No Nigerian woman is paying for our wedding. The man handles most of it. Most of it. Of course, the woman will contribute. But I understand you earn more, you earn in foreign currency. But don't pay for your wedding. It's wrong. It's an abomination. So you have to talk on this. When you get to this ideal stage, very important. Now, guys, this is very important to address because a lot of you are with Nigerian men who really don't love you. A lot of you are with Nigerian men who really love you. And it's very important to be able to distinguish these two. And trust me, when I give you these points, it comes from years and years of experience. I've dealt with a lot of people relationship from the West. And I tell you this in all sincerity. If you want to do anything with a Nigerian man, especially to make sure you bring in the one who really loves you and not your enemy, try and please follow these steps I've listed in these videos, part 1 to 5. If you've got any question, you can always write me on hometruth86 at gmail.com. Until then, like, share, subscribe. Home Truth Nigeria, peace out.